Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I want to provide value. There's something about this ring light that it makes you feel good, but it also, I feel like, exposes you. Okay, so you want to move to New York. Well, I'm gonna tell you how I did it, and maybe it'll help you. So, I booked my flight for July 2018, and I made the decision to purchase my tickets in May, I want to say, May, and I didn't have to worry about housing. I had a best friend here who was able to hook it up for me. She was like, don't worry, my roommates are cool. We got you, we'll help. You can stay in our extra room, which we use as an office space / art room. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about rent right now. Like, just get here. Like, that was my friend. My friend was seriously the real MVP. So once I figured out my housing situation, there was literally nothing stopping me. And I had no reasons to really stay unless I wanted to be a dutiful daughter and just follow what my parents expected. No, I decided I wanted to do something different, but I moved with my one-way ticket. So you need to buy a ticket. If you want to move to New York, step one, you need to save money to buy a ticket. One-way ticket, and I emphasize one-way because you're not coming back. The goal is not to come back to where you're leaving. You are going one way, and that's to a new city, okay? So this is just what I'm telling you. Whoever needs to hear this, whoever is like, should I do it? Should I not? Should I do it? Look, there's no more time anymore. Like, if the COVID-19 has taught us anything, it's that tomorrow is not guaranteed. Like, it could all end today, and I hope not, but it's true. Like, what are you waiting for? Who else do you need to tell you to do it? Who or what do you need to lose for you to get that fire under you and say, you know what, I have to do something that's completely different than what I'm used to, but maybe it'll actually work out. Because trust me, I took a huge, giant leap of faith. I had no idea what was gonna happen. Of course, in the back of my mind, I always knew that I could come back. I knew I could always come back to where I was. But I was like, I don't want to. And so buying the one-way ticket was a commitment to myself and to my new journey that I was in. I was all in. So I bought the one-way ticket. I was lucky with housing because I already had a friend who was willing to host me. So if you have friends, or if you know people, or if you have previous coworkers, or just who may know people, you really have to use your network to see if anyone's looking for roommates, or if anyone knows like great opportunities available for housing. And there's lots of websites where you can find roommates. There's lots of groups online where you can put out information and seek roommates. Now, I will tell you that landlords in New York City are gonna ask for a certain number of documents, so they're gonna wanna know information about you in order to sign that lease agreement. So that's one way. You can sign a lease, or you can sublet, and you can find someone who's trying to like fill their space for 2-3 months, and you can go do it that way. There are lots of websites, Street Easy, which you can find apartments. There is a big one that people overlook, Craigslist. Craigslist is big. Craigslist is how a lot of people find roommates, especially last minute, and apartments in different areas last minute. Each borough is different. Most people try to get as close as possible to Midtown Manhattan, but just do what you can, and then when you get here, you'll figure it out. You don't need to have all the answers. That's basically the point of the video. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to buy your one-way ticket, and you literally, the path will reveal itself as you take steps. The path will reveal itself. So one-way ticket, housing. Housing is huge. You need to know where you're gonna live. You need a roof over your head or you will be homeless. And I don't want any of you to be homeless. When it comes to food and like sustaining yourself, it will all work out. There are bodegas, there are grocery stores, there are Postmates. Like food is really, access to food should not be an issue, but
there are resources if you need it.
Transportation, if you have a car, you can sell it. Sell the car, get money for the car. Because in New York City, we get around via the subway. And you need a Metro card. Let me see if I can find it. One ride, I believe, is $2.75 one way, and coming back is $2.75. So it costs $5.50 to go round trip. And I believe monthly is like $132. I'm not too sure, but it's worth it if you need to get around. That's one way to do it. Or you can do city bikes. Revel, these are like electric Vespas, little Vespas. They're new, so they're in town. You can always Uber, but Uber adds up. Best way to get around that's budget friendly is public transportation, including buses and trains. And you'll figure it out as you come, but you just, like I said, you gotta get here first. And then let's see, what are some big things? Obviously, getting a job is important because you need a way to pay the rent and contribute. Because most likely all of you are gonna have roommates and they're gonna ask you, regardless if you're on the lease or not, to contribute for your portion. So you need a job, and a lot of us who are fresh, out of state, visitors, guests, soon to be New Yorkers after they visit the DMV, a lot of us may dabble into hospitality and wait tables, become hostess, at least on the weekends, to earn extra tips. Like you gotta do what you gotta do. Like you gotta do what you gotta do. Like you gotta do what you gotta do. Yes, have standards when it comes to your job search, especially if you're trying to land a corporate job or a 9-to-5, with benefits, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, a job's a job, and you need to just work in order to make money. And then let's say you lose your job, hopefully unemployment insurance will help you down the road. So jobs, you can find that, and you can find jobs on Craigslist, Monster, LinkedIn, what else? Facebook groups. Like there's always a way to find jobs. You can tutor, you can babysit, you can deliver like food, groceries. There's a lot of ways to make money in New York. Like everyone in New York hustles, even when they don't need to, because you never know when things are gonna go left. And so you gotta be prepared. And then let's see, when it comes to community and friends, I made my friends by being active, by making an active effort to be social and going to events. So I would look up bloggers or just activities happening in New York City, and I would find people that were actually in charge of making these events happen, and then I would follow them, and I would subscribe to their newsletters, and I would make a conscious effort to go to events and meet people and network. And so I've met friends that way, and I kept in touch that way, and I would try to see them at least once a month if possible. This is all before COVID-19 really shut down the city, but this is how I would actively build my network and my friendships, by meeting people. I would go to events, I would support friends at events. If they were singing, performing, dancing, whatever it was, I would try to go if I could. especially if it was out of my way, because I feel like when people know that you traveled far for them, especially in New York City, where it's not easy sometimes to travel by subway to get there. Like it's guaranteed that you will get there, but like it could be a long way. So when people know that you come out and you come consistently, it builds the relationship, it builds trust, and it's just a great way to show that you care, right? Especially in New York, if you're willing to travel for someone, it shows that you care. Also, you will make friends at work if you put in effort. Now, you're not obligated to become friends with the people you work with, because a lot of people literally are like, look, I'm just here for business. I'm not here to play. I'm not here to laugh. I don't want to be your friend. I'm my friend. You will meet those kind of coworkers. At the end of the day, everyone just wants a great experience, especially if you're there 8 hours a day with the same people and there's no variety. You should try to make alliances. If you can't make friends with the people you work with, aim to make alliances so that if there's an opportunity for you to help them succeed, they know that you've got their back, and vice versa. It doesn't always have to be, it doesn't have to feel forced. It doesn't have to feel like you have to choose between, can we have a friendship at work, or do we have to be business like all the time? You can have both, but you just have to be careful, and you have to see what people are comfortable with. Another way that I made friends when I first moved here, I would go out with my roommates. If my roommates knew people and they were invited to places, I would join if they asked, or I would say, hey, can I come? And they would see. I participated in events, like hobbies, like what do you like to do? Do you like to hike? Do you like to swim? Do you like to sing? When you do the things you like, you will meet other people that do the things that you like, because you share similar hobbies. And so it's easy to meet people because you're just having a good time. Especially when you're having a good time, it's easy to meet people and bond because you're building memories. And that's how we build those social bonds that last us a long time. So don't worry about friends and community. You will build that once you get here. That will come naturally. And if you feel like you are scared because you feel like you'll be alone and you can't deal with that, just know that you can get a cat. You can get pets. You can volunteer. You can always volunteer and help others, and you will never be alone. If you're able to volunteer and help people in need, you will never be alone. And also, you have to be willing to try. That's very important. A lot of people forget that part, but you also have to be willing to try. You can say that you want something, but if you're never willing to try, how are people supposed to take what you're saying seriously? It should be 50-50. It shouldn't be 90 and 10, you know? Also, something you need to think about is money. Money is super important. I'm not gonna lie and say it's not. I told you that I came with about $1,000 plus that I had saved. I got really lucky because my roommates didn't really tell me I needed to pay rent after a certain amount of time or instantly, so I was good. I had the opportunity to find a job, and I found a job 2 weeks after I moved here. I was working in luxury retail. I was working with those nice designers, and not with them, but like with their items. And that was an experience. I'll probably do another video about that, but I'm just letting you know that I was able to find a nice job in 2 weeks after moving here by sending my application online via Monster and getting a call back, and I got the job once I went into my interview. So it's very possible. If I could do it, you can do it. But when it comes to money, you need to figure out how you spend money, how you save money, look through your statements, see what you're spending money on, cut things that you don't need to spend money on. Like for me, I had a bad habit of thrifting when I moved to New York City, and it's crazy. Now I'm trying to get rid of all these clothes that I just amassed over time, and I definitely spent at least close to probably $2,000 of my own money on clothes that I'm not even wearing just for fun because I had this crazy spending habit. That's money I could have saved in the bank. But this is over a long period of time. Over the 2 years that I've been here, I've spent at least probably close to, I'm just guessing, $2,000 on thrifting. you know? And there was a time when I was just for Depop. I had a Depop and I was trying to buy clothes to sell, but then it switched into buying for me. And so I would rotate, and I would just buy it once I saw it. I didn't have self-control. I didn't ask myself, do you actually need that, or are you just buying that because it looks cool right now? So you have to be very real with yourself. And for some people, you will not sustain the price of living here, your cost of living, if you're constantly spending through the roof. What I'm trying to say is, you either can stay here because you have time or because you have money. And some people don't have both. Some people don't have the time and some people don't have the money. So you have to be constantly thinking about, just, are you good? Because it can be a lie if you stress out about money. I get that, but you have to look at your numbers. You have to look at your accounts. Don't just think you can spend. I would say, look, you do have to go to brunch every Sunday, like every week, every day. You gotta go out, you gotta eat. Why don't you learn how to cook or mix one meal that you can make at home? Because whatever you can do to save money, it's so important. This is something I would tell myself 2 years ago. Like, look, the thrifting habit, don't spend money on yourself. Why don't you organize groups and make money from bringing people together and showing them places that they can thrift? But you personally, you don't need it. You need basics. You need just a few outfits. You need your favorite shoes, but you don't need much. You have everything you need. That's another thing. Tell yourself, I have everything I already need. I have everything I already need. That will help you. That will help you so much. Okay, I'm close to 20 minutes, but these are some thoughts that I have about wanting to move to New York, what it's really like. I'll do more videos like this that are super up close and personal, so you can get a better chance to know me. It's currently 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I'm kind of late with this video. I just wanted to make it right now. I'll probably do another video that's better, but I'm trying to just get these video ideas out here, and I thought I would just talk about things to know when moving to New York, or what I went through, how I did it. I'll probably make another video that's more in-depth, but this is just like late night thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe, check out my other videos, leave a comment if you have any questions, and I will answer them down below. Thanks for joining me. Have a great night. Bye.